Well, welcome back. We're going to go on to the resurrection after the autopsy of the 372, that full aftermarket one that collapsed and failed. So, Dr. Turd's in the house, and we'll go after it. So, let me get you situated. All righty. So, let's go back and show you what I'm going to do. We're going to use this. I had a Meteor cylinder and piston. I had slightly ran it. It's a 50 millimeter, no pop-up. As you can kind of see, no pop-up. And it was starting to score a little bit like it was lean or something was going on. So I looked and worked this one over pretty good. Got, as you can kind of see, the lower transfers hogged out. They were kind of actually small on this one. And so when we're looking at it, and then let me move this out of the way, and here, let's compare. Yeah, that's the one. So this is the 52 millimeter. Actually, let me put on my headlamp here and see if you can see what's in here. I tried to clean this 52 millimeter up. And as you can kind of see right in there where my finger's at, you can kind of see little pits. That is after grinding or hand sanding and trying to get the transfers off and then honing it. I got a couple spots there where the plating flaked. So that's on the lower side. Of course, you see that's the bottom in there. If we look, and then there's some scratches that I can't get out. I feel them up there. And so, don't know. I mean, they're below the exhaust. So, I mean, in essence, that'd be okay, right? But I could probably utilize it. And I may. Maybe I'll keep this around for a little bit. Because what I do have is a really cheap cylinder that I was playing with long ago. And this one seems to be out of round a little bit. But I didn't run it for very long. 52 millimeter has a flat top piston, but it's in still decent shape. So I could do something like that, resurrect it, put it in there, and have it go down. So that's where I'm at with that one. So anyways, but because I like the numbers, I want to see if it runs good. But with that little bit of flaking on the exhaust side, this is a highway cylinder, by the way. I don't know. It's kind of strange. I don't know if that's an indication of the start of flaking. Maybe a flake got into, where'd my piston go? Got into one of the rings and started to score it, but that's, I don't know if that's the case. Still probably looks like it's lean. Or another one out there showed pictures too and asked about the exhaust with the exhaust cracks, and he says maybe it was a cold seizure type thing. I still think exhaust had something to go on with that, the crack in there. But as it was, I started out and I did light work on this one a while ago, and so you can kind of see the numbers here. This is what I was starting with the light work before when I ran it. So it was 102, 127, and 77. After working it, I got it down 99. Now I'm at 121. How weird. I think my camera's glitching. Anyways, what I was getting at here is this is where I'm at with my numbers. The final exhaust is 99. The previous 52 millimeter with pop-up was 98. I did have a total of 24, so I think those transfers were at 23, maybe 25 degrees of blowdown. So I'm sitting more at 22 degrees of blowdown. So that's a little bit of change from the 52 millimeter. And then the intake on that 52 millimeter was 81. This is 80. Okay, and most of my work for that is doing the reduction here. And in order to change, I did do some upper transfer work, if you can kind of see in there. And they seemed rather on the smaller side. I raised them just a little bit, but they're a pain to grind on. So, you know, what I've seen is it's easier in times to get it on the piston side, knowing that that messes a little bit of the squish compression up by changing and doing a bevel on the sides here. And so I beveled these in order to get that number, but in order to, it's also for the bottom of the piston to have to meet up right at the bottom of these transfers, so that you have a full transfer opening across the top, and you don't have the piston sitting up above the bottom of this upper transfer where it's blocking it a little bit. And as you can kind of see, it's a little bit, and this is a single ring piston design, and so it's about half the distance, possibly, and so I'm only changing that little amount. As it is too, I have worked the bottom, and you can kind of see, since everybody does open ports on, yeah, you can kind of see some of this. This piston was run before. But the ring, I think, is still decent. I don't think there was really much scratching there. I did sand it. I feel a little bit, but not much. So I'm going to run with it. And then, if you can kind of see in there, there really is a faint line, but it really polished out pretty nicely. So we're going to run with that. But all the stuff, and you can kind of see I worked the intake to widen it a little bit. It was definitely smaller. 52 millimeter was a little bigger, so I gave it some mouse ears. Lungs, polished a little bit of it. It's not perfect, but it's a heck of a lot smoother than factory. So anyways, I'm not one that spends hours trying to get a mirror finish. Maybe I'm whatever, but it's a lot better. And so anyways, that's where we're going with this. So clean it up, 50 millimeter Meteor, single ring design, and my ports that you can kind of see. Create my own ports instead of trying to use a 272 piston, which seems to be on a common practice. And then also, this is weight reduction. I'm going to stop you and show you the weights. Okay, onto the scale. Since I weighed this with the wrist pin and the ring, it came out to 102 grams. As you can kind of see, here's my sides again, all the way through. Yeah, it was drill and then grinding on it. So this is kind of what you see for weight reduction, as well as kind of just lightening it up. I'm not sure if it makes much difference, but I did do it on a couple saws now, and it seems like they scream so far. So hopefully that's good, and it doesn't seem like it changed the ports here. So let's see what we got. Oh, so 97. Let's see, try it again. See, it zeroes out. Grams. 98. 97. All right, well, let's call it 97, okay? So, as it is, 97 is what we have on this piston. So, weight reductions, a little bit of sanding, grinding in the inside. Take and put that ring over there and go from here. Yeah, I think that's the right ring. So Oh, actually, you know what? That was the wrong ring. Let's go back over here. That was see if that makes a difference. Apologize, guys. See what we got here on the ring. Huh. All right, no difference. 97. That was a 52 millimeter ring that had, obviously. But so, anyways, there it is. Bottom end's still really good in this one. And as you can kind of see, it was still running clean. And I'll clean that up, final clean. Clean the piston, clean the cylinder, and reuse this even with these scratches, because it go across and it's very fine, not even very much there. So that's where it is. That's what we're doing. 97, so that's a 5 gram total reduction. So perfect. That should work, and hopefully enjoy this. Well, hopefully on the next one, we'll be having it together and running and testing it out and seeing how everything runs. All right, thank you for watching. Later.